Welcome back to my channel. Today we have some breaking news for anyone planning to move, study, or work in Canada, and you do not want to miss this. Canada has just announced new immigration updates and visa rules for 2025, including some fast-track changes that could completely change how you approach your application. So if you've been waiting for the perfect time to apply, or you're worried about processing delays, stay tuned, because this update is going to be crucial for you. Canada has always been one of the most sought-after destinations for immigrants, students, and skilled workers. It's no surprise that every year we see changes to their immigration policies. These changes are designed to make the process smoother for eligible candidates, while addressing the needs of the Canadian economy and labor market. Today, I'm breaking down all the important points from the latest announcements, so you can understand exactly what's new, who benefits, and how you can plan your application strategy for 2025. So let's start with the major updates to visa rules. Canada has announced revisions to several key categories, including study permits, work permits, and permanent residency pathways. The government is particularly focused on attracting skilled workers and international students to address labor shortages in critical sectors like healthcare, technology, and skilled trades. For students, this is a significant update because the study permit process has been made more streamlined. Faster processing times are being promised for candidates who meet certain eligibility criteria, which is a game changer for those who were previously frustrated with long waiting periods. For students, one of the most exciting updates is related to post-graduation work permits. Canada has introduced a more flexible approach for international graduates, allowing them to gain work experience in Canada more easily after completing their studies. This is huge because work experience gained in Canada not only provides practical exposure, but also seriously increases your chances of applying for permanent residency later on. If you're a student planning to apply in 2025, it's critical to be aware of the updated requirements and timelines so you can maximize your opportunities. Another major update is in the skilled worker and express entry pathways. The Canadian government has confirmed the introduction of a fast-track system for highly skilled applicants in high-demand fields. This means that if you have expertise in areas such as healthcare, IT, engineering, or other priority sectors, your application could be processed significantly faster than before. This is all part of Canada's effort to fill urgent labor shortages while keeping the immigration process fair and transparent. In addition to speed, there's also more clarity on the points system used in express entry. The updates are designed to make the criteria more predictable and easier to plan for. So, candidates can now better estimate their chances of receiving an invitation to apply for permanent residency. This is a huge relief for anyone trying to figure out their score. For family sponsorships, there are also some important changes. The government is making it easier for Canadian citizens and permanent residents to bring close family members to Canada, with faster processing times for spouses, partners, and dependent children. This aligns with Canada's broader strategy to strengthen communities and retain talent by supporting family reunification. Now let's talk about temporary work permits. Canada has recognized that the demand for temporary workers in sectors like agriculture, hospitality, and healthcare continues to rise. In 2025, new rules will allow eligible applicants to switch between employers more easily, without having to leave the country, as long as they meet specific requirements. This is a huge improvement because it gives temporary workers more flexibility and stability while they contribute to the Canadian economy. The government has also announced updates for super visas and visitor visas, particularly for parents and grandparents of Canadian residents. Super visas will now have extended validity periods and more flexible conditions for financial support. This means that families can now spend more time together in Canada without constantly worrying about visa renewals or overstaying. An important aspect of these updates is the digitalization of the immigration process. Canada is investing heavily in online application systems, which will allow applicants to submit documents, track progress, and receive updates in real time. This reduces the reliance on paper-based processes and minimizes the chances of errors or delays. For applicants, this is a big win because it provides more transparency and allows you to plan your move more effectively. Let's dive a little deeper into the fast-track immigration changes. These are particularly important for people in high-demand occupations. Canada is now prioritizing candidates who already have a job offer from a Canadian employer especially in sectors where labor shortages are most critical. If you have a valid job offer and meet the eligibility criteria, your application could go from taking months to just a few weeks. That's incredibly fast compared to previous years. The government is also increasing the number of invitations issued annually, which means there are more opportunities than ever to secure permanent residency. For international students, these fast-track changes also mean that work opportunities during and after your studies will be more accessible. Canada understands that practical experience is crucial, and these updates are designed to help graduates integrate into the Canadian labor market quickly. If you're someone who's been delaying your study plans because of uncertainty about work permits, this is the perfect time to start planning for 2025. Another interesting development is the focus on regional immigration programs. Canada is now encouraging immigrants to move to smaller provinces and communities where there is high demand and less population pressure. Provinces like Manitoba, Saskatchewan, and Nova Scotia have special streams designed to attract skilled workers, international graduates, and entrepreneurs. These programs often offer faster processing and additional incentives, like easier pathways to permanent residency. For anyone willing to move outside of major cities like Toronto, Vancouver, or Montreal, this is a fantastic opportunity. In addition to all these updates, Canada is also putting more emphasis on integration and settlement support. New immigrants will have access to more resources for language training, career counseling, and community programs. This is part of Canada's effort to ensure that newcomers not only work and study but also feel at home and contribute meaningfully to their communities. 4. Families. This is particularly reassuring because it shows that Canada is committed to supporting a smooth transition for everyone. Now, let's address some common concerns and questions. Many people worry about the costs, eligibility, and documentation required for these new processes. While the updates make processing faster, it's still crucial to prepare your documents accurately and meet all eligibility requirements. For students, this means having proof of enrollment, sufficient funds, and valid health insurance. For skilled workers, you need credentials, work experience proof, and language test results. For family sponsorships, you must provide financial documents and proof of your relationship. Attention to detail is more important than ever because even minor mistakes can delay your application. Another concern people often have is about changing immigration rules. Canada has always updated its policies, but the 2025 changes show a clear trend toward transparency and predictability. The government is actively communicating the new rules, and there are official portals where you can check updates in real time. This makes planning much easier because you're not relying on outdated information or rumors. So, what does this all mean for you? If you're planning to move to Canada, study, or work in 2025, now is the time to act strategically. Start by assessing your eligibility based on your occupation, education, and family situation. If you're a student, check the study permit and post-graduation work permit updates. If you're a skilled worker, look at the fast-track opportunities in regional programs. And if you're a family member, explore the super visa and sponsorship options. The sooner you start preparing, the better your chances of fast-tracking your application and settling in Canada successfully. Finally, it's important to remember that Canada's immigration system values talent, experience, and contribution to society. The new rules are designed to help those who are motivated, prepared, and ready to contribute positively to the Canadian economy and community. By understanding these updates and preparing accordingly, you're giving yourself the best chance to succeed. So that's all for today's update on Canada Immigration 2025. New visa rules and fast-track changes. If you found this video helpful, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest immigration updates. Share this video with friends or family who are planning to move to Canada because this information could make a big difference for them too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video with more updates and tips. Remember, with the right preparation, Canada could be just around the corner for you.